Hi, I'm Tonya. This is one of my Going Global stories that I chose. I don't know why, because it doesn't really put me in the most responsible or capable traveler, but it's kind of a fun story. My friend Amy and I have been traveling through Croatia on a really low budget trip. I mean, we hitchhiked down with some Germans in this caravan of campers, and we just sort of, we were exploring and having a great time. But anyway, we decided to be responsible coming back home. We needed to get up to Italy where we'd started so that I could fly back to the United States. And so we booked bus tickets and we get to the ticket place, and I actually booked them, which Amy will be happy that I specify because I booked them for the wrong day. And so it was, in my defense, it was midnight. So the day change, obviously I didn't get, anyway, long story short, we get to the bus station. We have no bus. So we have to wait and get the next morning bus, which is not a big deal, but now we're pretty pressed for time because we have to connect to another bus before we can get to the airport. And so we're going up, and there's this crazy storm. It's downpouring. The bus driver can't go, so we pull off the side of the road. Oddly enough, we all got out of the bus, and we were just in the rain getting soaked, and I'm not really sure that's, you just do what people are doing. Anyway, and so when we finally take off again, we're soaking wet, and now we're looking at the time. There's no way we can make this connection. We're definitely not going to get the other bus. So we're talking to the driver. When I say talking loosely, because none of us speak the same language, but we're showing him our ticket on the other bus. We're look, is there any way we're going to make this? And he seems very angry with us, and he just keeps telling us to sit down. So we kind of gave up on that, and we're we'll just sit here. I mean, what can you do? So we're kind of coming to terms with the fact that we might not make our connection, and we're pretty miserable because we're soaking wet. And then randomly, this man just stops the bus on the side of the highway, gets off, and yells at us to get off, just the two of us. And we were well, we're not getting off here. This is not even a town. This isn't even anything, and we don't even know where we are. So we're not getting off this bus. But he takes our luggage out of under the bus and puts on the side of the road. He's yelling at us to get off, and he keeps saying my colleague, and we're what? And so finally, we get off the bus, and he just peels out, and we're oh no, we are stuck. We think we're in Slovenia. We're not even sure. There's literally nothing around. And so at least the sun is out. So we're we'll try to get dried off, and we're kind of hanging our jackets and stuff. Maybe we could just kind of regroup here and then maybe try to find a town. We're not feeling very great about our traveling abilities and our prospects here. So we're on the side of the road. I don't know how long it was, not very long, maybe 20 minutes go by. And all of a sudden, this bus, out of nowhere, it's a different bus company. We're not even sure it's a bus. It's a large something. It comes rolling in, slams on the brakes, guy gets out, and he starts talking to us. We can't understand him. We're what? And he goes, my colleague. And we're oh, this is the guy. So we're okay. So we jump on this bus. And he takes off, and we're not even, I mean, there was no tickets. There was no confirming anything. We're how, we probably were very irresponsible to even get on this vehicle. Anyway, whatever. New hope. And so he's moving too. This guy is not playing around. So anyway, we get to the next bus station, and my bus is still there. They were supposed to leave, but they were waiting a few minutes to see if I would get there. So I get off this bus, and we had been drying our clothes. So we hadn't really repacked anything. They'd just thrown it all on the bus. So I'm carrying my half open suitcase. I've got clothes and everything, and I'm juggling my passport, run, jump on this other bus. I don't even really get to say it. My friend's yelling goodbye, and it's we have no time. I hop on. I mean, they're moving before I got my second foot on this bus, and I'm trying to get all my belongings. And anyway, long story short, I made my flight and everything worked out, but there was definitely 20 minutes of my life where I think I was humbled by thinking I was an experienced, savvy traveler, and then realizing, nope, this kind of thing can happen. But it all worked out.